Welcome to Satisfactory, everyone. And yesterday I finally... Oh, that was a bit slow. I finally managed to finish a part of the factory that was... well... it's taken me a while to get to this point here. Much waffling, much planning, much thinking, and so forth. But yeah, that's just how it is. So now we now have one line of manufacturers here making computers. It is limited by its belt of quick wire. It is getting a full belt of quick wire. And I still haven't updated my spreadsheet, which I should have done. Let me turn on the camera. There we go. So that helps. Rather, we started out with trying to make those, ended up having to make steamed copper sheets in the refinery section out there. Then we had to make a completely new outpost over there for making caterium ingots, and then we had the interesting little challenge of getting the belts underneath the factory and over here. Now I'm planning to remake or pretty up this part here at some point, but I think the word at some point applies, because the progress that we're having with the actual update 4 content, I haven't gotten one single update 4 thing yet. I haven't watched the video, but I have caught that the headline of the video was that they are going to push the experimental branch over to early access on April, not April, that was a Norwenglish pronunciation, on April the 13th, or was it the 16th? No, it was the 13th. So I better get going with the stuff that we need to do. So at the end of yesterday's episode, I did some math, quelle horreur, and discovered that what we basically need to do is we need to get up AI limiters, we need to get up copper sheets, we need to get up insulated crystal oscillators, and we need to get up radio control units. And as part of that process, we also need to do some small modifications to one of my quartz outposts, which thankfully is a small one. I also decided that I am not going to do the refinery version of those copper sheets, because that would take this entire stream and probably half another one. So we're just going to go with the little quick fix of making the basic recipe that we need to just satisfy, pun wasn't intended, but it was proper, the desire or the need we have for the copper sheet. So we'll just build some constructors for that over there. It so happens that I have a full belt of copper ingots down here, 780. None of them are in use, so we can just veer that off and have some constructors happily chugging along. I am not sure if I want to do it up here or if I'm going to do it underneath. That is something that we will tackle when we get to that point, which shouldn't be that far off. The first thing we are going to do is check our inventory before I run out there. I have enough cable, I have enough copper wire, I have enough alclad, which I don't really need. I have enough steel beams. I might need more of the steel beams. Let's go and pick up a couple of steel beams just in case, so that we don't have to run back here just for that. So the first thing we're going to do is just update that little quartz outpost, because it's still producing some silica, and we don't need silica anymore, at least not at that outpost. That outpost is basically dedicated for our production of crystal oscillators, so Let's keep it at making the quartz crystals that we do need for the crystal oscillators. Let's put a couple of these items into the grinder, just to make sure our inventory is clean and nice. Not the Borg cubes, because those are a bit of a pain when I don't produce them currently. So let's just put in all of these. I am producing computers again, so I can put that in. I haven't stored the computers over here, but we'll run by the computers when we go back towards the quartz outpost. Iron plates, we have 1,000 of those. That should suffice. Iron rods, let's have 800 of them. Concrete, I don't think we need that much of it, but I'll bring 3,000. Cable, 600 usually is a good number. 500 wire. 500 quick wire. Copper sheets, 600 should suffice. I don't think I need any of those. I still don't understand why I am putting screws in here, but there are some buildings that need them, so I guess that's the reason. Plastic and rubber, I don't think we need much of those. Stators as well, I'm not sure why I am putting them into the mall, but for some reason I am. Motors, we have plenty of those. We have a stack of these. Reinforced iron plates, we are full on. I don't need more of these. Let's grab 3 stacks of these in case we need to make Mark IV belts, and let's grab 4 stacks of these. That should help. Now we just need to pick up some computers. I'm not going to take the car, it's just a bother. So the computers are over there. And the quartz outpost is behind that little mountain or mesa in the background there. Not the first one, but the second one, so it isn't that far to run. We can get the computers in our old storage chest here. No. Yes, it is this one. Let's have a stack of those. We don't need circuit boards. And I think we can put that one back, actually. And with that, we can run out to the quartz outpost. I'm still curious about what that... oh. Let's start clean these up from here, shall we? Because I don't need these silica belts. Might as well do that on our way out there. And I can fall down. That is one of my specialties. The grinder will be very happy for all this silica. Now, I don't think I can tear down everything, but let's take as much as we can on our way out there. Still have 3 slots available. This is not normally the way that I would build things, but when I built this, I was in a hurry, so that is why it's built like that. Autosave, thank you. Get that, and this one, and this one. And then this one and this one. And we still... Now we're getting to a place where I might end up with a box. Or maybe not. We should be fine. Take those 2. Okay. Now we'll end up with a box if I take more. But that's fine. There are spitters around the area, and I know that they're underneath me. We can set up a grinder over here. Awesome sink. That looks good. And we'll give it a container so that it can get its stuff from somewhere. Might as well just put that as close as possible. Go to the correct toolbar, and we can stash these items that we don't need into the box. And of course, power is always a good thing. And then we can continue to tear down the silica. I'm not sure, I don't remember if I built this on the same, I think I did. Are these? Yeah, they are at least, I don't know if I built them on the same grid alignment as the main base, but I did at least build them north, south, east, west aligned, which is good, unlike what I did with my copper smelting outpost. I am going to clean up that because I found out that I should be switching that recipe to the foundry recipe, the copper alloy. You need to go and you need to go. And we need to run over to the container again. This. And I don't know if we need... Well, the merger we need. So we can remove these. Good evening, Jonas. I hope you're doing well. I had a very fun time playing Space Startopia. I don't know why they did that in the name. It's confusing. Now I have one of these underclocked. Let's put that back to 100%. And let's count. Counting with Caledorn is obligatory when we do Satisfactory. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I calculated that I need 8. But how much are we producing? That's the big question. I think we're producing 360. Yes, I could produce more, but we don't need more. So if I take 360, because I like to know final one would be 360 divided by 37.5 is 9.6, so that means we are going to build 10. We had 7, which means we need to build 3 more constructors. And this should be interesting. Well, actually, it shouldn't be that hard at all, because I've placed the power poles. So these things go there. 1, 2, 3, and this one should be... Hold on. Let's use the copy-paste function here. Copy. Paste, and this one should be set to 60%. Paste, and paste. And then we need to go to hotbar 1 and connect these up to the lifts. $360. I believe that our belt here does not support that. I did update it to Satisfactory. I can try one more time. Yeah, you need to reload it, because if you waited, it will still say the old, because Twitch is using some weird, not weird, that's wrong. They are using a lot of JavaScript, so I guess you would call it a progressive web application. Welcome back, Wally. It is indeed not easy being green. You would know. Okay, I'm glad I brought the extra of these. Now, with 9.6, we are producing 216. Let me just write that down so I don't do not ask questions like that. I used to work with web development, and I think the PWA means progressive web application, which is the modern way to do things, where you basically render the entire page using JavaScript. But I think that it usually involves a lot of Node and stuff like that, which is, I guess, progress compared to the good old days of writing your JavaScript manually. Now we are also going to need... Why am I doing this that high? That is a good question. Probably because I needed to go over. Caledorn is not amused. Is this belt straight? It is straight. We need a merger here. On there looks good. I am not familiar with the WAT presentation. Let's keep it up there. Oh, I'm gonna have to do some creative belt shenanigans here, because I can't build it inside the mountainside here. This one goes there, so 1, 2. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then here, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we have to build the mergers to take the crystals out. 1, 2. Eesh. Maybe I'll just use a lift over there instead. 2, 3, 4. Is that 5? Used 1, 2, 3. It is 5. Why did I build this so high? Oh well. 5 here, and we'll use a lift over there instead of raising all of these up to level 8. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. And that goes here. I have to sneeze. Hold on. Sorry about that. 2, 3, 4. So let's remove 3 of these. And 3 of these. And then I think we have to be 3 away from this one. 1, 2, 3. I believe that's the correct. Yep. So 3, 4. Now we're not getting that many out of this, but I believe we need a Mark II belt. But let's connect up the lifts first. So that one goes there, there, and there. Then we need to switch to Mark II belt and connect these up. Power lines. Surprised that doesn't clip. That one goes in that one. Wait, that one does not go in that one at all. I've built these entirely wrong. Go here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then this one moves 1 forward. And remove that. Move that belt up there, please. And is a Mark III belt enough there? I need to do the calculation for that as well. I'm not sure. There we go. That one is connected. So 6 times 22.5. No, 7 times 22.5 is 157. So Mark III is sufficient. Good. Then we just connect that up. I think I already decided that we have Mark III is also sufficient for going all the way back to base, so that's good. Now, I can't see anything happening here, which of course is quite natural since I haven't built power. There we go, and there we go. And then all of these should be powered up, and that's basically what we had to do out here. Let's just see that the products are actually arriving, and I shall sit down. And then hit mouse with my hand to make sure that people get motion sick. Here we go. Now these are used in producing the light sources, so if I want to produce light, I should actually store these somewhere. But we'll get around to that much later. Let's climb up on the belt. Let it be light. Yeah, I need to experiment with the new lights. I can do this all day, don't worry. Let's turn off running, that usually helps. Nope. Okay. Let's do it the hard way then. There we go. It's important to do this correctly. Much better. There is something that I would like to mention for you guys. The web camera goal. No, I didn't unlock the zipline either. I should probably do that in this episode.
Not all who wander are lost.
Thank you so much for the follow, Iron Wolf. Much appreciated. The web camera goal that I have on the donation goal currently, that thing is out of stock, and it won't return in stock until late April. And by the time we are in late April or early May, when the web camera probably will be back in stock, I will have received both money from YouTube, Twitch, and also Patreon. So what I was thinking that I'd do is this little thing here, which is not that little. I think I want to replace that with a different microphone. So I'm thinking that I will buy I think they're Danish. So what I wanted to buy is a Rode what's it called? Stream. Hold on. Rode Procaster. And then I was looking at a Focusrite Scarlett 2-in-2 Mark III interface, which was recommended to me by multiple people. Leamni is using one of those. I think Xili is using one of those. And that is within my price range. Like, it's not horribly expensive, and I can sell the Blue Yeti as well. It's not like people would I treat my stuff nicely, so it basically looks new. So I think I could get an okay-ish price back for the Yeti as well. And then get web camera. I'm going to try to see if I can get my... Well, let's not discuss trivialities, shall we, Wally? Because that is a minor triviality, isn't it? But there is... Linus had a video about how to use your phone as a web camera. It does involve wireless networking, which I am not really... I need to test this. It's not like my wireless networking connection at home isn't exactly overused, since all of the stationary computers I have are connected via Ethernet cables, Cat 6 at that. But and the wireless router, or it's not really a router, it's more of an access point really, is located just outside of the office, so I should have very consistent coverage. But anytime you add wireless networking to something, yeah, I'm dubious about wireless networking in general. It's usually the #1 source of all kinds of headaches. But I will look into it. Alternatively, if it is possible to use the USB interface from Android and just connect it via USB, I would have to do that anyways, just to make sure that I don't drain the battery. Not that it, I mean, it's a 4,600 milliampere battery. That should be fine. And I usually take my phone with me when I go on breaks, but yeah, I will look into that as a temporary solution. And if that doesn't work, then the web camera that I have is surprisingly good, even though it is 30 FPS while the rest is 60. But I am surprised at this web camera. Microsoft actually made good hardware. I think they still do in some cases. Because this web camera is, for those of you who are aware, I've mentioned it before a couple of times, I bought it in 2007 and it still works. There was some hiccups with the drivers. Microsoft didn't bother to update the drivers for Windows 10, but apparently they have also decided to be generous enough to do that now. So how am I going to get that belt up here without it looking absolutely silly? So that is the current plan. I haven't updated the goal. I'll do that one of these days. The goal is basically I feel that it has been fulfilled with the subscription.
My nondescript facial appendages quiver with anticipation every time I see you.
Thank you so much for the raid, Arild. Welcome, and welcome to the raiders as well. I'm sitting here...
Not all who wander are lost.
And thank you so much for the follow. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to get that belt up there in the best possible manner. My internet provider is actually using Cat 7. And I do have plenty of Cat 7... Ah! Aha! Of course, thank you. Much appreciated. Because they left all of the Cat 7 cable that they weren't using, they left it here for me, so I can make or make use of it if I want to, but I'm just using 1 megabit. That would be awkward. I'm using 1 gigabit networking at home, and I don't particularly feel the need to start upgrading switches and buy network interface cards for 10 gigabit. That would be expensive. So yeah, Cat 6 has served me well for now, and Cat 6 cable is not that expensive either, so... Okay, I think I'm just gonna do... Well, I can do this, and I can do this. I keep forgetting about that. So if I do... There. and then continue down. This will not look very good in terms of what I need to drive, but foundation is going to be here. Ah, it's actually hidden in there. Then I can remove these foundations again. And I guess 1, 2, 3, 4. How does that look in terms of how far away is that from here? Let's see. That's far enough away that I can build a fence. That is good. We wouldn't want Caledorn to fall down, would we? As for the height, is that the correct height? I'm not sure. It is. So if we then connect that belt to there, probably much to Waller's amusement, considering how much I complain when he does things like this in his space. But this is outside of the base, so I will excuse myself with that. I think we can just take this in at floor level. No, I'll take it in at that level. And it really doesn't need to go far, because the oscillator machines are up there. Although I have to move all of them because they are one off the grid, which is of course not desirable. But I'll just leave that there for now, and we'll figure out where and how to deal with that when we get to that point. I think I'll just fence in the entire way here. I detest not running with the Blade Runners. Okay, so I have crystal oscillators going this way. Can I set up a temporary grinder here? Oh, I forgot to take down the grinder out at the quartz outpost. I'll probably forget it there. And we need an industrial storage. And a Mark V belt. And is there some power I can... Yeah, you. Or maybe even you. You're better. Put these things in there. That we don't need. Nor do we need that one. I'm gonna put these in there as well. Because now we get to do the fun part of tearing all this down, and probably also remove this hole in the floor, because it is no longer needed. This was where I took the oscillators down when I used the... that's the wrong way. When I used the crystal computer recipe underneath. Crystal computer recipe is a very good alternate recipe to use as an intermediate one, just to get your first computers up. Takes much less space. Whether or not it's a very good recipe, that is another matter. I haven't actually checked that, but the guy that makes the guide for whether or not recipes are good seems to have an aversion towards anything that involves crystal oscillators, which I can understand why. I'm not that fond of using crystal oscillators myself in recipes, since they are a pain to make, which is why we're now remaking this line so that I can get 18 of them per minute, which hopefully should fulfill most of our needs for crystal oscillators for a while. these things off. I'm trying not to deconstruct the machines currently. I'll do that last. Okay, I'm just gonna do that now, because otherwise I'm going to have to do all of it over again, because I'm assuredly going to misclick. Oh, I could just target them down there instead. Now, my power poles here are going to be off-grid, I think. No, I can actually happily tear these down and just move that one. Let's see. You get some crystal oscillators to chug, and you can also chug all of these other things. I'll keep that one. I don't really need this many steel beams anymore. Let's go down to 600. Pipes, that is useful. We are going... Well, I'm going to build... Aren't there 6 here? Yeah, I'm going to build the exact same amount of these. If I cut the power here, do I cut the power to the rest of this upper floor? Apparently not. Okay, this is... That's inventory intensive. Manufacturer. I want them to be on the same grid as that one. But I also want it to... Let's see. I think... Mouse, will you please respect me using the... Apparently not. Let's just manually change the DPI then. I think it's supposed to be there. Should allow me to build a power pole there. Although I have this one on the seam. But if I... Am I going to be allowed to put it on the seam? Not there. I am, okay. So on the seam, that is the correct location for it. The little ladder is on the glass there. And the little ladder is also on the glass here. So yep, that's the correct location. Deconstruct. Somehow I feel that my DPI setting is very high, even though I wonder what that's about. I need to go get rid of some of these resources. How do I... Oh, that's why I got so much cable. Cable was used in that recipe. Apparently I cut the power to this one. Which is interesting. Did I cut the power to my entire... What? How does that work? How did I route the power here? That doesn't even make sense to me. Am I routing the power from the other side? Out there? Up here? Why would I do that? No idea, but I'll rectify it. And I should go have a look at that later, because that doesn't even make sense. Yep. Did I leave a crate here? No, I didn't. I left a crate there, but not at this one. Take these. Construct that. Good. Now, crystal oscillators take a while to make, so I don't think I'll grind the stuff that I have in the container over there. No. Well, too late. That container is full of them. But I don't think that I'm going to grind them. I think I'm going to move them to where I need them. So now I'm going to cut power to everything over here, I guess. Yes, I am. But that's fine. This one should be on the correct line. So we have 3. We need 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. And these machines are going to eventually use the recipe for insulated crystal oscillators, which is here. And I am going to overclock them all at a production rate of 3, so that is 2 power cells, or 2 power shards. And that gives us 160. And I can do copy on this. And I don't think that works to paste. It does. It even... Wow. That's not bad, Coffee Stain. That's not bad. It even inserts the power shards. I was not at all prepared for that. Because that didn't work. They must have patched that in one of the post-update 4 patches. I can't remember it doing that the first time I tried to copy-paste the... No, I seem to recall there was a patch note that's mentioned something about improving how the interface for the overclocking works. Let me just check that very quickly after I've connected up these power lines so I get power to the factory again. I need some redundancy power lines because this is not entirely acceptable to me. Well, I do have the redundancy down here now that I connect that up. So that's something. Let's see here. What did those patch notes say? Where are they? They are here. Fix blah blah blah. Fixed. I love these patch notes. Some of them are so weird. Fixed a bunch of errors and typos hidden in some non-translatable strings. Potential fix for a scenario where the drones would take a nonsensical path to their destination. What do you mean nonsensical path? There's no such thing as nonsensical. Not in this game. Like things on belts randomly disappearing or monsters randomly phasing out and in of existence. Disabled clearance check on fences. Now players can build streetlights and power poles in between. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. In between them. I can't find it, but I'm pretty sure I saw something about that in the in one of the patch notes. They have patched a lot. Is good. No, I can't find it, so it must be a couple of days ago. But I'm very sure I saw something about it. Anyhow, let's go back to what we're doing here. I'm not going to do anything with these now because we need the AI limiters first. And before we get the AI limiters, we're going to need the copper sheets. So that means we need to figure out where to put the copper sheets. That's an interesting little tidbit of belt that I can remove. Because I'm very sure that I'm not going to take the circuit boards down here. I'll probably just take them down here. Underneath that smart splitter thing. So, yeah, we can do it down here. The terrain here is really not ideal. How many constructors do we need? 15. 15. Apologies. Kinda want to make sure that I have enough space here for belts. I'm fairly certain that I'm going to run out of space. Well, I can remove walls over there, but there are some lifts that kind of block the way there, so that we might have to use the area there for belts. But what I can do is I can build foundations in this direction. Like so. And I think I can basically just fill this entire area with foundations. And again, I find myself missing the smart mod, but it's fine. I mean, I am getting used to building without it now anyway, so... This is not going to align with the floor down there, so I need to do something about that as well. Yeah, that is a perfectly logical and sensible place to put a foundation. There. Placing foundations requires a more concentration than I'd like it to do. Which is why I go quiet when I place them, because there is that one pixel, or those few couple of pixels that I can actually place the foundation on. So... Dun, 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 dun. And it doesn't help that it becomes night. There we go, and then the final row here. Ah, not there, not there. again we place one wrong. Or rather, I place one wrong. And we're almost there. Building glass foundations I usually recommend doing from below, but there is so much going on underneath here that in this specific instance I do not want to do that from underneath. It would be more annoying than just doing it up here. What's going on over here? Okay. Then go out between these. Not sure what I should do with the foundations down there, or that floor level. I suppose I could do some ramps, but there will mostly be belts going up and down there anyways. Question for the people who are actually paying attention and not just having me in the background. If anyone has read the patch notes for update 4 in regards to the darkness, I've seen multiple people say that the night is darker and that the game is darker, and that is also my perception. It really feels as if nighttime, or if you go into it, well, it has to be night because logic in this game makes the sun come through mountain sides and stuff like that. But has Coffee Stain Studios actually confirmed that they made the darkness darker? Because if they did, then I'm very inclined to complain to them and ask them to reduce the darkness, because while I'm very happy that they added lights, those lights are not necessarily very pleasant to look at and requires a lot of fiddling to get yeah, it really feels as if it is darker. But then again, I used to play with the Always Day mod, so nights swooped by in like 20 seconds. I need to figure out something to do here as well. Well, here it's fine, it's rather there. Okay, so with this entire floor here, what I can do is I should try to build it somewhere out of the way. Probably means going all over there. But that's not too bad, because I can just split off the belt of copper that is going here, that is not in use. I don't remember, it's not this one, so the belt of copper that is not in use would be this one. Which would mean that I could take it up here. I would have to put a splitter and take it up here instead. But that would work. And I needed 13 of these. The question then is, should I just make one line of them? I don't think I can. I think I have to build 2. Maybe I don't. I need to figure out where the belt comes up first. That is copper, right? No, that is iron. Copper is underneath. Then I need a smart splitter. I detest placing splitters on belts like this. Let's just... I have the jetpack with me, it's fine. Okay, so the belt is coming there. Is this the correct angle? Yes. It is. I can get the smart splitter from that menu. I'm not sure why the game allows me to do that. Okay, so this one, the left output, center output should be overflow, and left output should be any. Right output should be none. And through that, I'm going to need how much copper? 300. That is in the floor. That should be level 1, 2, 3, I think. 1, 2. Yes. Okay. So that works. Production constructor. We just want to align this with that one. And I usually prefer to put these on the middle of a foundation. Although I don't need to. Do I? The nights used to be 5 minutes, or rather, yeah, 5 minutes for the night and 20 minutes for the day. That was the default settings in update up to update 4. I don't know if they've changed it after that. But it very much feels as if the nights are darker. Okay, so they actually have to be there. I really feel that they are darker, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope this is gonna work. 7, 8. Gonna be a close call. 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, this is close. I could maybe have squeezed in. Nope. That is exactly how many I can put here. Let's just double check that I got the correct number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's nice. Sometimes I have a fair bit of luck in these things. Other times, of course, I don't, but let's not go into trifle details like that. 3. There we go. Let's connect the lifts first. Let's start with the lifts down at the end of the line here. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm not in favor of the change myself because if it is a change, I'm actually going to inquire about it in the Satisfactory Discord because while they have added the lights, and that is really, really great, the thing with the lights is much fiddling to get them to work if you want them not to be a very bright white lens flare bonanza, which I am not at all in favor with or of, because it's painful for my eyes due to my condition that I have with my my Bohemian gland issues. And secondly, yes, it's nice to be able to perhaps see the lights better, which might have been the agenda behind such a decision on Coffee Stain Studios' behalf when they, if they did update it that way. But personally, I think it was dark enough as is, and the moment mods are working on Unreal Engine 4.25, the lights are utterly irrelevant to me because I'm going to use the Always Day mod. Not setting the time to be permanent day because that means the plants and stuff doesn't regrow. But I just set the night to be like 30 seconds. It's also very annoying to have the darkness be this dark, and it used to be very dark before the patch as well. Dark enough that I wanted that mod, because it's really hard for people when you do stream content or video on demand content. It's really hard for people to see what you're doing. Especially that applies to YouTube. I don't know how it applies to Twitch because I'm not sure how they compress their videos. But with YouTube, the compression of the videos, when YouTube processes the video that I upload and then process it into the various sizes of resolution, dark areas become darker, I have noticed, in that processing. So it's not ideal for content creators who do Satisfactory that it is as dark as it is. Can I steal power from that one, I wonder? It ain't going to be pretty. Ah, it works. And of course there isn't any copper coming because I completely forgot that it might be a good idea to redo the belt, because I didn't do that. So if we do that, that works better. Okay, we now have the copper sheets that we need. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the point. You're basically stating my point there, and I have had multiple comments in that end. Doesn't only apply to Satisfactory; it applies to other games as well that I've played. I don't remember exactly which was the last one. Dyson Sphere Program. I had a comment on Dyson Sphere Program where there was a viewer who asked if I could do something with how dark it was at night, and there isn't really anything I can do about it. Well, I suppose I could have post-processed the videos, but that would have been annoying since I would have to then go through each video and apply some kind of gamma on nighttime. Because if I applied it to the entire video, then daytime would be less than ideal. So, the main thing is they are going to re-enable modding, and that will solve the issue for me. But a lot of people are not comfortable with going into modding, which I can understand very well. You have the risk of save games being corrupted and so forth, which is also why when I use mods, I never use any mods that change anything. I use the quality of life mods that just makes my life easier and doesn't change what I'm doing or affect what I'm doing in such a manner that I will have an issue if the mod is gone, which is basically what happened with this factory. I used Smart Foundations, which is what the mod was called back when I used it. I used the Always Day mod, and I used a minor sign mod, but I could happily just load up the save in experimental without the mods, and everything was working because there was no, except for the signs, which I won't call them critical. So the resources that I put into the signs, they're gone. The signs cost like a couple of iron rods and something, so that's fine. And that's it. But for other people who are using larger mod packs, of course, that engine update is a bit more critical because they can't do much. But exactly what you're saying there, using the floodlights, there is a way to fix it, but it requires a lot of fiddling. I can demonstrate it, and I will try to find time to demonstrate it in tonight's stream. If you fiddle enough with the lights, and you use enough yellow/red in the light, and you tone down the lights, apparently you can get it to look good, or, well, no, it actually did. It looked good compared to the flashlight, which is, I actually have that on, which gives you that lens flare kind of thing in the face when you look at certain objects. But the glare is there. I don't see them removing the glare. That's something that I don't think they're going to do at all. I need to run to the bathroom very quickly, so I will be back in like 2 minutes or less. Be right back. There we go. So now we have the machines that we will be making the copper sheets, and I'm not going to bother using the copy paste here because it's quicker to just use the mouse. And there. So the next thing we need to do then is route these. And I think I'm going to route them that way because I don't want them to be... Are all of the machines working? Yes. I don't want them to be in the way of belts coming out from the... train station area. Sorry, I just need to think, do I want these to be on floor level? Because if I do that, I'm actually going to have them on level 3. Well, and I think that's fine actually. I think I'll have them on level 3. Now the copper sheets are going to be used for the AI limiters, so we're also going to need quick wire for that. So that's not sure where that's going to be. I'm gonna take the belt over there and then down that way so that we can meet up with the quick wire belt. That is what we're going to do, and then we're gonna use one of those lifts that I made there, where I have 2 lifts combined. I think that's the most sensible way of doing this specific build. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Guess I should forgive the game. It can't... I don't have a neural interface with the game, so it doesn't exactly know what I want all the time. Imagine how quickly you could build a factory if you had a neural interface. Then again, if you had a neural interface, it would probably be owned by someone like Google or something, so we'd have to see ads every 30 minutes. This was 150, so we're going to use Mark III belt. Yep. Maybe place the lost belt as well. Okay. So we have that belt, and I want that to come down. Can I put it on top of the foundation seam? I can. Well, there we have the belt then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, this is too far. Let's find out where we are going to take these guys up. This is going to be somewhere around here. AI limiters, I believe they are made in the assemblers. So again, the little ladder is going to be just... Okay, there isn't a little ladder on this one. Because I placed it that way. How many AI limiters am I going to make? I'm going to make 6 assemblers making AI limiters. And we want 1, 2, 3... Basically 2. It needs to be 4 between, so that there's 2 spaces. So those 2 are reserved, and the assembler will be... I think it's there. No, that's one too far out. There. Yeah, that is correct. So we need 6 of these. 2, 3, 4. And I was going so well, then the mouse starts being evil. That's 6. And that means that we are going to take up the belts here. Which of course means that I'm going to have another trap that I can fall down into. Probably much to everyone's joy. Because I'm pretty sure I can't build a fence. I can. Well then. Now, both of the products that we need for the AI limiters are going to come from the underground. So I don't need any belts coming in up here, which is good. So it's basically a matter of just copy-pasting the recipe to these various assemblers. There we go. And then... Oop. It's on this foundation. So we'll just drag this and put it... I don't think that's the right place though. I think that I'm going to have to put it one more to the left. But I should figure that out right away by putting down... No, that is absolutely correct. It's going to be on the middle. Nice. And then the next one is here on this line. And it should also be centered on that. So one of them will be on level 2 and one of them will be on level... Wait. One of them will be on level 2. That'll be the copper sheets. The other one needs to be on level 3. Interestingly enough. And I think that I can do that here. Which means that this is not going to look the way it does now, because I need to remove that and put a conveyor pole there. And then I need a Mark 6 lift. No, Mark 5 lift. Oh, how I wish I had Mark 6 belts. One, two. Does that clip badly? That clips really badly. That's one of the worst clips I've done in a long time. Ugh. That clip is unacceptable. I cannot have one of those clipping through. I need to fix that another way then. And I'm gonna fix that I can build a stackable conveyor pole here. 1, 2. And I can build a stackable conveyor pole here. I don't really need Wait. There is another way I can do this. Yes. I can actually do it like that instead. I'm very glad I thought of that before I started doing this crap. Then that... Wait, that's not the correct height, is it? No, no it's not. Am I doing it? Yes, I am doing this right. 1, 2. I'd rather not have to go back here and fix it afterwards, so let's make sure I do it correctly. There, and then that one can just connect up to that one. This is on the middle of the foundation, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Although, I have to do it the other way around. Like that. Which means I probably don't need that. I think that would connect to there. It will. How? Yes. Then I won't connect up the belt until I have done the lifts. The next challenge I need to fix then is this. I believe I can do that. Oh, I can't do that. Ah well. I know I can do that if I have some kind of distance between them. But what is the distance? That is the distance. Does that look... Yes, that is acceptable. Although, I'm not sure why that doesn't connect. It does connect. Did I do something weird here? Just gonna check something really quick. No, it doesn't want to connect if it doesn't have one in between, and that makes sense because you need one in between to make a proper turn. So that works. And then that goes there. Let's find the correct one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 will be there, but 2 back. And I believe that one should connect there. It does. And we continue to connect up down here. And then make these the correct speed. I'll remove that one. And then connect up the belts over here as well. And now we get this part here. I'm guessing we can just go with 3 and 4. Should work pretty nicely, I think. That is right. And 3, no. Not there. There. 4. And then, let me just see. How many of the... we're going to use 600 of the quick wire on the belt, which basically means we have 180 left, which isn't really that much. But I think that's fine. Okay, so we want the first lift to come up here. And we want that to connect to there. On the next lift, we want to connect to there. And that should basically just be 2 above. I could actually have built them closer together. I must have misaligned one of them. That's fine. I'll just leave it as is, because this works. I actually enjoy the belt work. It's like I'm not really a big fan of puzzles, but I do like the puzzle of how to get the belts to align in Satisfactory. It's been one of my favorite aspects of the game, actually. But I can see why people find it tedious. Easily. $125, so we need these ones to connect to there. Yes, and then we need Mark II lifts to connect here. I mean, if you compare belt work in Satisfactory with, say, Factorio or Dyson Sphere Program, yes, the belt work here is really tedious, I agree. But the puzzle of, like, finding solutions like this is very satisfactory. Pun not intended, but there you go. Because when you get it to work, it's this kind of sensation of, yes, I managed to find a solution that works and it doesn't look horrible. Well, I guess that's up to the eye of the beholder, because this might look horrible to some people. But as far as solutions go, I actually like this solution. Power is going to be a problem here. I'm going to need to run a power line along here. Now, the patch note said that I was allowed to build power poles. Aha! They don't clip with the fences anymore. That's good news. But does a power pole here clip with the belt? Probably does. Nope, it doesn't. That means we're going to have a power pole line going down along the fences here. Why didn't I build that on? Oh, that's why. That's why. Well, I'll move it. That doesn't look good, but that is a very lonely power pole. Does it have power? No. Is there some way I can do this that does look a little bit more gracious than this? If we build walls... There is. I apparently have power over here. I'm not sure why I took it up to this level. Oh, right. I'm gonna do the underneath. Well, if they have changed the fences, I might as well... Yes, I can see the power line. Might as well change this so that it actually goes inside of the fence, because that looks better than having it won out, now that I have the option. Go to the corner here. I don't think that's gonna work. So we'll put it there. And we'll put that there. And does that connect to there? Yes, it does. That means I can get rid of that silly power line here. Doesn't even clip. Imagine that. Now we can pull power down here. Now I want these power lines to be a redundancy line. So this one needs to go there and then connect up to that one. Now I know I have a full square of power here, but redundancy is what I missed here earlier. The power poles here, I should be satisfied with one of them. So this one as redundancy for that one. And I know I have power lines in there somewhere. 2 away from the seam. That doesn't really work. I'm gonna have to move the ramp then. But I can do that. Not now, but I can do it later. And I guess it's going to be 2 away from the seam here as well. No, it's going to be 1 away from the seam. And another ramp that I have to move. Okay, so that is... You can't see that when you drag the poles. That's why I usually build the poles first, I remember now. So for anyone wondering why I'm building the poles first is because I want them to be aligned with in between the machines, and I can't see that if I drag the power line. Now these have power. They are producing 5 per minute. So the only thing we need then is to basically connect up these belts. Boom. And now we're making AI limiters as well. It'll take a little while for them to fill up the manifold since I'm using Mark II lifts, but I suppose I could have used Mark III lifts, but it's gonna even out anyways. See, it's already got enough for the next level. So now I'm not allowed to build fences anymore. I thought as much. Or rather I am. Just that the fence was the wrong way. Ah. A colored Caledorn-proofed hole. That is a blessing. Okay, so we have the AI limiters, we have the quartz outpost, we have the copper sheets, the insulated crystal oscillators are ready. All we need to do is take these down and get them back up over at the crystal oscillators. That should work. Yep. We don't really need to go very high here, so I think a height of 3 will suffice admirably. 2, 3. 2, 3. And I'm going to want to take them down again. So let's remove that foundation. So we want an industrial storage here. Is that centered? It is. However, it is probably easier if I don't center it. No, because then I can't build a fence there. And then we'd get a non-Caledorn proofed hole, which is a bad idea. Trust me on this. 1, 2. Are we producing how many? 30? It's almost a bit what's the word? I can't remember the word. Acclimactic? I can't pronounce. English is difficult today. When you have products or production lines that are like, oh, I can use a Mark 1 belt for this, and it will satisfy the entire thing. I think it's acclimactic. Now these are going to be... Those are on height 2. I could use the same line. That wouldn't be a bad idea, I think. Sheesh, it gets so dark. Not there, but... There? Is that right? No. Oh, that is not right. Four. That is right. I want to let this thing fill up a little bit before I start taking out the limiters, so that I have a little buffer. Now I can just continue on this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And these need to go all the way down to the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 again. 4, 5. Yeah, that's not going to be needed because they need to come up here somewhere. Oh, it's time to build more foundations then. And it's also time to clean up that belt out there at some point. I'm not going to do that now, I'll just go this far. What was the final thing we needed for the rubber? So we have the AI limiters coming here. And these ones are going to come at the wrong level. These will need to come at level 2 or level 3. The big question being, where is the rubber coming? Wasn't this one rubber? Yes. Yeah, that works. I can then have the crystals come on level 3. And we need not that much actually. 126 apparently. So that's fine. Do we need... Yeah, I think I want to build smart splitter for that. Or rather, no, it's a smart splitter. And that goes away. And this goes away. But how much rubber are we using? I really need to update the spreadsheet. I have to do that after the stream today. Update the spreadsheet, see what I'm using where, because this is tedious that I have to go and look instead of just alt-tabbing and looking. These are not the ones using rubber. These are. That one is overclocked, I believe. We're using 45 per minute. I have 1, 2, 3, 4... Okay, that... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is using 45 per minute. 45 times 6 is 270. And the final one is using 64, I'll just say 65. That's 335. Rubber 335. That would be on the right input. And then on the left input we will be using 126. Which means a total of 461. And that means I will have an overflow of 139. Which is a weird number. Not sure how useful that number is going to be for me. So right output, just set it to any. Left output, just set it to any. Center output, I'll set that to overflow, but I'm not going to have anything come out of it currently. And remove the 2 splitters there. Go to belt toolbar number 5, connect up belt. I don't think I need to use a Mark 5 belt there. A Mark 4 should be fine. But never mind that. 126 is of course just above what a Mark 2 belt can provide or deal with. Okay, I was saying earlier or yesterday that I wanted to remove this. Now is the time, if I can actually target that fence. I get that. Now, these things are going to be coming in. That would be handy. Except for the power pole. Isn't strictly necessary. I can, since I built those, that power pole can, just as the other ones, go. I think it shall go. This... That probably causes all kinds of problems in the factory. That looks cute. Not clipping though. Now here we need 3 belts to come up. That's going to be a bit more interesting. My most produced item by volume is Scaterium. Quickwire. Interestingly enough. Why do I not get a line? I'm making a total of 3000 quickwire. That is the highest volume product that I'm using. I'm going to have to put these here, aren't I? Yes, I think that's the highest volume I have. Let me check. I can always look at the spreadsheet and see if I'm producing more than 3000 of something. I don't think so, though. Used to be... No, I'm actually diluted packaged fuel. I'm producing 3,180 of that. But that's an intermediary product that I'm using for turbo fuel and the recycled rubber and recycled plastic recipes. But that is higher than 3,000. And of course there's the aluminium scrap, but that one is at 2880. So... I'm producing a fair amount of wire as well, but I'm not really using it. Or rather, I'm using 1182.5, but it's not like... I might be producing more ingots of iron, potentially, than I am using or producing diluted fuel and or diluted packaged fuel. And quickwire, but no, those are the ones that I'm producing the most of. And those are also the ones that I'm Yeah, I actually meant to say those are the ones I'm producing the most. Oh, no, I think I said that. Those are the ones I'm producing the most of, and those are the ones that I'm using the most of. But I'm actually, for the diluted fuel, I'm using all of it. I'm not using all of the quickwire. So if you look at the product that I use the most, then it is the diluted packaged fuel. I think the problem with the snapline there was that there was no foundation, to be honest. Haven't they fixed the foundry error yet? I thought they fixed that in update 3.5. They didn't. Isn't there a hack to that? No, there isn't even a hack to it. You used to be able to stand on top of the foundry and get the lines there. But apparently I thought they had fixed that. Manufacturers give the line though. Oh, it doesn't. Never mind. Never mind. The manufacturers, it's not that bad though, because they have to be this close. They literally have to be right beside one another, so that does help. And there's in regards to the distance in between, it's 2, so you kind of get used to it. That's not the right... Why did I build 2 there? But yes, it would be very useful to have those lines, without a doubt. I don't know why they don't do that, but I know that it's on the bug list. Both the foundries and the manufacturers, I've seen somewhere being mentioned that they are aware of it and that they intend to fix it. I'm not sure about the... well, I'm pretty sure they are aware of it, but I haven't seen any statements on the... Well, there you go. That one gives a line, so I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, I get the lines. So I thought... I thought I had seen the lines, so... I don't know. See, I'm getting the line consistently now. Just the first ones down there that didn't give me the lines. Of course, I cannot give you a proper response as to why it behaves like this. But as I've mentioned earlier, the thing with Satisfactory compared to, for instance, Dyson Sphere Program, well, Dyson Sphere Program is programmed in Unity, so that's actually an engine of its own. But Factorio has been programmed in its own engine, so Woob can very easily do modifications to the engine if they need. Wolfenstein Studios does not have that luxury. They can't just modify the engine at their whim, considering that it's... I don't think Epic would allow them to modify the engine. I guess you can make extensions to the engine though, but you're still at the mercy of the limitations of the engine. So some of the issues we see might be that, but also someone mentioned to me that they're a 5-man dev team, which I was not aware of. And if they are a 5-man dev team, that is pretty impressive, considering the complexity of the game. Then again, Dyson Sphere Program is also a 5-man dev team, but that is also a pretty impressive game. Nine coupons. And these are not aligned on the center. These are one off. So I believe it should be there. Connect it to the other side so that it doesn't flip into the floor. Yes, that is the correct alignment. Now here we can do this with 2 in between. But will it clip? That's the question. Will it blend? I think I'm going to have to build them on that alignment. Yes. And they have to go 1 higher on each. Then the belts need to come in for each of these. There is an argument to be made now that in regards to the fixes. At this point, there is so much. There is only so much we can do in the game, and while some of the like belt alignment lines, the mergers and splitters doing random things, while those things can be annoying, currently I would actually prefer that Coffee Stain work on the content, and then they can polish the stuff that needs to be polished when they're done with that. That is my personal preference. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I would rather have more content to the game. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's basically here, and this one comes on the middle. So yeah, I would rather have more content to the game currently than I would have them add or do bug fixes, because the bug fixes will come when they are at that stage of polishment, as long, and this is the if, as long as the bugs are not things like the autosave bug. That one definitely needed to be fixed immediately. But if it's a minor bug like the splitters not aligning the right way, I mean, the way that I do that is basically when I build a splitter tower, the quickest way I've found to do is just build to the level you want, and then the topmost, which is at the level you want it, that's the one you turn around. If you try to, let's say I want the input to be on that side, then I actually spend more time getting them aligned than if I just do the topmost one. So I started just doing the topmost one most of the time. Sometimes I forget, but it's just easier that way. That's that one. You come from there. Is that too far away? We need a Mark III belt here. Nope, that works. And then, oh, I did that wrong. That's the crystals. I'll connect up that belt last. Okay, there we go. You take that. Have a nice meal. Mark 1, Mark 3, and Mark 3. Is that correct? Yes. One, three, three. Yes. Okay, so this one is a Mark 3. 1, 2. That's wrong. Try that again. One, 2, 3. That one goes there. Then this one. Come on. You can do it. Thank you. This one goes here. And then finally, I don't think that connects. Pretty sure it doesn't. There we go. That one goes there, and then we can... Oh, crap. I think that's encroaching with the manufacturer. No, it's encroaching with the lift. Okay, we're gonna have to do that the hard way then. Copy and paste. And this one goes there. Then we can remove all of the additional splitters that we do not need. There we go. And every single one of these can be a Mark 1 lift. Let's connect the power first. You know what? I didn't think this through, did I? This is not gonna work. Fine. Now it's giving me the line. I don't know why. Ich weiß nicht. I can go back and fix this later. I don't want to mess with this more than absolutely necessary now. I want to get to the next level of content. We can have a belt going along the floor here. There we go. Okay. And that goes there. This one goes to there, and this one goes to there. Again, this one is in there, and there. There and there. Roots again, because this is going too slow. I wonder what happened to the desert music. I haven't heard that in a long while. Then we can connect up the belts. Like so. And we also need to connect up the next belts. There we go. That should give us what we need for the crystal oscillators. All I have to do then is connect up the outputs and then fire up the machines. I feel I've been unusually productive in this episode or in this stream. Well, depending on whether you watch it on YouTube or live. I guess both could be right. And I want them on level 4 because I want to replace that container with an industrial one. Which we basically just do quickly and easily by building another storage container. And we take all and we put all of them in here and we remove that. And then there's the question of where am I going to take these down? How about here? That should work. Industrial storage. Can't be too close because then I can't build a fence, I think. That would be aligned with the machines and that should allow me to build a fence. Very good. Again, we just need a Mark 1 belt here, but that's gonna look very ugly. 2, 2, 3. Autosave incoming. No. Maybe I wanted them to be on level 3 then. I did. Okay. I did not mean to click the Windows button. Just continue connecting these up to one another. Then remove the ones that are extraneous. And connect the lifts. There we go. And the final thing we need to do now, well, maybe I should connect the belt to the container. Yes, I did that, but I want to put the oscillators in there as well. That's better. It's going to confound me every time I see it. Probably will fix it sometime. But I might do that in between episodes actually, or in between streams, because I don't think it's that interesting to watch me fix something like that. Okay, so the rubber comes from here. The crystal comes from there. Why didn't I? Who knows? Oh, that's why. Because I didn't want to... I wanted to have a buffer of the limiters. That makes sense. Should have a few of those now. Yeah, good. Connect that up to there. How's our power grid usage currently? We're at 5,500. Beep, beep. That should very slowly but steadily give us AI limiters. You could always ask me. I follow the chat, and I'm more than happy to speak or count in Norwegian if there's something specific you'd like to know. I'd rather not make it into a tip thing because I don't want to tip the ties. There we have it. I don't want to tie the tips into me doing something. I mean, I know many streamers do that, and I guess I shouldn't say like never say never kind of thing. But I don't feel that it vibes with how I do things. I mean, the donations, tips, subscriptions, patrons, I am deeply grateful for every single one of you. But I don't need the money, except for putting it back into the stream, like getting a better web camera, getting a new microphone, which, based on the other streamers that I've seen using the or heard from the other streamers using the Rode microphone, it's much better quality than this one. And don't get me wrong, the Yeti has served me very well. I have been very, very happy with the Yeti. I've been using that for, I guess it's almost 3 years now that I've been making content, although sporadically due to my health. But I have the Yeti is the Snowball is what I would call the entry-level microphone. Then you have the Yeti as kind of the intermediary level. And I could afford the Yeti back when I bought it. And then the next level is the XLR equipment. But the nice thing about going to an XLR microphone, which the Procaster is that if I want an even better microphone at some point, all the professional studio microphones are XLR. And then I have the interface, so I can just swap out the microphone with another one and connect it to the same interface, which is handy. So, but I'm more than happy to share Norwegian with you guys. The air limiters are going to take a little while before they come here, since they're on a Mark 1 belt, aren't they? They are coming, but it's taking a little slowly and steadily. They should be coming to this machine very soon. At least it fills up the buffer of the other ones. There we go. For the modern style of the rest of the factory, the AI limiters actually look kind of... they look like something taken out of Fallout 4. They don't look very modern. Then again... I think they look the same on both... No, they don't look the same on both sides. They have a danger... I have no idea what that label says. How do you put things on the floor again? I don't remember how you do that. There. Danger. Be sure to always limit your AI. No, I don't want to be limited. I'm quite happy being unlimited. And there we go. We're making crystal oscillators. I can take that one off the list as well. I'm gonna go find the train, and we're gonna do an AFK train ride while I go get some food. And when I get back, we are going to build, or rather, we are going to pull the aluminium casings from the train station. We're gonna pull them over to the top floor there, using the sub-level, so that we can finally make the radio control units. We're going to build 8 manufacturers for the radio control units. And when we have those, I will finally be able to unlock tier 8 stuff in the hub, which will be a rather major milestone for both the streams and the series on YouTube, because then I can finally record episode number 4. So we'll go to the northern forest. We'll go to the what is the name of the coast? Not DCSA. This is the main oil refinery. We go there. We'll go to the Red Swamp. Yeah, we can go via the Silica, and then we can go to the Red Swamp. Then we will take a quick visit to the... I'm gonna intentionally set this to be a long one. Or a long one, because I really need to eat. I'm just gonna have a couple of slices of bread, but still. We can go to the Caledorn factory next, and then finally we can go back here. There we go. I shall return as soon as I've eaten. Thank you so much for the patience, everyone. I'm very happy that you are staying here with me. This very European, it's very much dark and night outside, so here in Europe. Be right back. And I have returned. Thank you so much for waiting. We are going back to the main base, so that was good timing. Speaking of what you mentioned there, Addicted, I have an idea for what I could do. Let's see, Twitch and creator dashboard. Tuck. I have... Where is that? Channel points. That one, manage rewards and challenges. Add new custom reward. And I can put that at 500. I'll use a cooldown limit on that one. Between redemptions, 50, create. There should be, I don't know if you might need to refresh the page. I'm not sure if it updates immediately. Yep, at least it appeared in OBS. Translate something to Norwegian. It's a good way to have those points used for something. Sealy has a similar thing with Swedish, so I don't mind at all. Put a cooldown on it, I think 15 minutes, so that I don't have to do it too often. And the reason for that is not that I mind doing it, the reason for that is that it would be slightly disruptive for the stream because I would have to stop up and think. Okay, I should probably not have jumped on over here. I probably should have stayed over there. I like the idea. While I was eating, I was thinking, why don't I just make that a point reward thing? That way it isn't tied to any kind of money. It's just tied to whether or not you're a regular viewer of the channel, which is a better way of rewarding. That vibes better with how I prefer to do things. So okay, we are making the crystal oscillators here, and we're making several more of them than we used to. As a matter of fact, we used to be making 6 of them, and we're now making 18. So we've tripled our production of crystal oscillators. Google Translate is actually surprisingly good at Norwegian. But what Google Translate isn't good at is Norwegian grammar, because Norwegian grammar is very different from English grammar in the sense that we put our words in a different order in sentences than in English, which for me, as someone who grew up both with Norwegian and English. I mean, I started learning English at the age of 3, so it's of course it's not native to me, but as good as native since I started learning it so early, which I'm very grateful for my father teaching me English at that age. But they added the verified translations thing to Google Translate, and whenever you translate something and you see that it's a verified translation, that means that it's verified by a Norwegian, and that it should be correct based on whether or not they have translated it correctly themselves, because that also doesn't necessarily, it isn't necessarily the case. But verified translation, I don't remember exactly how the verified translation thing works. It might have to be verified by more than one person for it to be an actual verified translation. Here. How many casings were I producing? $1,125. So I can have 2 belts coming out of this. And I also have the alclad sheets. How did I do that over here? I removed... That works. Does this thing get emptied? Not really. I removed 4 of these. But I need the splitter. Did I use splitters? I think I used... No, I just put them out at that length. But I need them there to make the... Okay, these are, of course, not on the same... But that one is. But that one is not. There's also the question of where on earth am I going to take these? I can't very well take them through there. So I need to take them out there. Let's tackle how to get them down first. And to do that, I'm gonna cheat a little. Simply by doing this, 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 and this. Because by doing that, I get the alignment grid things that are useful to have. Comes out here. I basically just put it like that. And I need 2 belts. I'm wondering if I should put those 2 belts on top of one another. Which I guess is what I did here. How far off did I put them here? I had one there and one there. Okay. So I can't put it on the middle. I need to put them side by side. So one of them has to go here and the other one has to go here. I believe that one is on that height. It is. That one should also be correct. Yes. Let me cheat a little bit more. Because that means that they are here and here. Which I believe will make the lifts connect here. Yes, I hear the little tink. And the other one is there. And that means that the lift needs to be... Yeah, that is fine. So that one can be there. And I can just take these two out on the same... like I did here. Although they will have to turn. I think I have room for two more here. That isn't going to work. Now the question is, should I just take them right above one another? I have a sneaking suspicion that that is going to haunt me. But then again, maybe not. I think that'll work because I can use the splitters to split them off. So I'll do that actually. Now I don't remember how many alclad sheets I'm producing, but definitely not. Yeah, I'm producing 240 of those, so I don't need 2 belts for those. And that basically means that these belts will be coming down here. I'm producing 1125. No, 1125 minus 780 is 345. So I don't need to use 2 Mark II belts, 2 Mark V belts here. 345 means that I can use a Mark IV belt. How much am I? I'm going to need 240. Okay, I'll take the Mark IV belt on top. But this is not going to be easy for me to distinguish, I think. Okay, so the only distinction is the railing. Wish they made those a little bit more distinct. And Finnmark or Troms, that is in the most northern part you can get in the country. It's like almost on par with Greenland. Why am I taking... I'm not... That's wrong. It's supposed to be like that. You can't get much... Oh, it's above the Arctic Circle, actually. You can't get much... You can't get much farther north in Norway than that. The Arctic Circle crosses Norway through a county called Nordland, which is south of Troms og Finnmark, which is our northernmost county. Used to be 2 counties, but they combined them into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They combined them into 1 county for... well, doesn't make much sense to me, but I guess it was to try to reduce bureaucracy. Not that it really helps that much with doing that, because the counties are massive. It's a very, like, when you look at Norway on a map, the northern regions of Norway look very small because of the, is it the Mercator scale thing? But in reality, if you take the northernmost parts of Norway and you put them on top of the southern part of Norway, they are basically the same size. It's the distances up there is, it's like for me to go to Oslo, the capital, from here where I live, would be 4.5 hours by train. And that looks about the same distance on a map as going from a city called Vadsø to Tromsø. Tromsø is the county capital. It's very different than from the United States. We don't have federal governments, so the county region or the county administrative level it's a very different administrative level than a US state. But the problem up there is that the distances are so far that some places, if you live some places up there, it's like 4 hours, maybe even more, to the nearest hospital. Now this has to be the opposite way around, of course. Duh. And that, of course, presents some challenges for the people living up there. But if you live up that far north in Norway, we do have some incentives for living there. Svalbard, which is the mining island that we have even farther north. If you live there, you basically pay no taxes at all. If you live in Troms og Finnmark, I believe you have some tax incentives and stuff like gasoline, diesel. Those things are cheaper up there because they have reduced the VAT for the people living up there. It's kind of like an incentive for living in our districts, which I guess makes sense considering the many inconveniences of living up there. Which one of those inconveniences would be intolerable to me. I could not live that far north because I would not deal at all with the Arctic winter. I just could not deal with the Arctic winter. It would be completely intolerable for me to live where there is darkness for that long, like months of darkness. You barely see the sun. Or you don't see the sun, you barely see daylight, maybe for an hour or two. And that would cause severe seasonal depression in me. Also, not to mention the fact that, for instance, where I live now, we are basically at spring now. Whereas a friend of mine who lives half the way up to Troms og Finnmark. Oh, they fixed the aluminium casing models. They actually look like non-triangular things now. That's good. Up there, and that's not, as I said, that's not even all the way up there. It's still a meter or so of snow, and cold and dark and, well, they're getting more daylight, but I would not... I'm not very fond of the cold. Which I guess is ironic since I live in Norway. But then again, I know people who live in warm places who are not fond of the heat and would prefer to live, like for instance in Norway, due to our very different climate. I have a friend in Australia, for instance, who is not very fond of the heat, and if you're not fond of the heat, Australia isn't the best place in the world to live. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. That won't work. Another thing with accounting, by the way, is that when I use my computer, I think in English. So it's kind of hard for me to just swap language outright. I've done something wrong here, haven't I? Yes. Somewhere here I've done a mistake. Where? I think on this belt. And I think that I'm going to fix that, actually, because that's not going to take that much time, and this is going to annoy me. Yes, it depends on which generation you speak to. Like, when I went to elementary school, English was something we started to learn in 3rd grade, which means that I would have been 9 at the time. I already had a pretty good knowledge of English at the time, because of my father and because of using computers for many years already. But if you, for instance, were to talk to someone in my father's generation who is not an English teacher, English difficult. Which I can understand. I mean, they didn't learn that much English. I don't think they learned English at all in school. I wonder how I did that mistake earlier. Not that it matters, but... There we go. Should be fixed now. The primary reason why it would be helpful to know a couple of Norwegian words would be for if you were talking to someone who were in an older generation. And of course, you also have those... I mean, we also have people who have learning difficulties, like you find anywhere in the world. And some people are just better at math than they are at English, for instance. I've always been a language person, so languages come easier to me than mathematics does. I'm better with words than I am with numbers. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I can do this here. I think that most European countries have some English, but it depends on the country in question. I know that Did I put the wrong belt? I put the wrong belt here somewhere. One of these is supposed to be a Mark IV. This one. Germans, French, and Italians. I don't know how much they have of English in school. But I know that. Well, I'm talking about things I don't really know anything about right now. So I honestly don't know either. The Germans that I know are fairly good in English. The French I know are also fairly good in English. So same goes with Italians I know. There is of course the you can usually hear that someone is either German, French, Italian. But you can also usually hear if someone is Norwegian. I mean, we... it's kind of a cringe thing for many of us, but we had the leader of the Nobel Peace Prize Committee. Some of the speeches that he's made has been fairly amusing. Let's just put it that way. Because it's very, very easy to hear that he is not a native English speaker. And he also served as the leader or presiding something of the European... What's the name of that thing? I don't even know what the name of it is. The European Council or something like that. It's an European Union thing, but not the European Union thing. These things are weird. But he has had some fairly amusing things that he said in Norwenglish that has been cringeworthy. And we also had a prime minister who was the prime minister when Bill Clinton visited Norway, actually. And there's a famous quote from him where in Norwegian, diary is called dagbok, which literally translates to daybook, which is exactly what our prime minister said. He said that the experiences he had with having the president of the United States visiting Norway would be something to write about in his daybook, which a radio show made a very funny rap jingle song about it. Yeah, we call it Norwenglish. We spell it with an E in where you have written. Wing, we would type that W-E-N-G. It's our own little pet word for this funky style of speaking English. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is very, very annoying to build on. Yes, that is exactly what we call it ourselves. Our pet name for when you can very easily distinguish someone who is a Norwegian. Half of these are, of course, the wrong way because Satisfactory is being satisfactory. And I'm not paying attention. So I lost my track of thought there. Yeah. let's just say, yeah, that works. There we go. That's going to be a little bit less annoying. I probably need to replace that with something. Walls, I guess. Although, I can't really build more belts there, I think, because of the mountain thing over there. Well, I can if I build them at that height. Spanglish? Yeah. Korra? Is that a new word? It's not one that I'm familiar with, at least. Oh yeah. The stereotypes. We have quite a few for our population. We also have quite a few Vietnamese who settled in Norway many years ago. I'm not sure if it was due to the Vietnam War or if it was later. I'm very uncertain of, actually. But they do have. I mean, that the Asian languages are so different from both English and Norwegian that I can very easily understand how they have their inflections. And how it's difficult for them to stop having those inflections. Yeah, I did not need that. Oh, this is where I'm going to run into that fun issue. I'm gonna have to turn the belt here. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2. And 1, 2. It's probably easier just to not build it there, but to build it there, and then put the belt there. But the language barrier that I've noticed when it comes to for instance, take someone from, say, Vietnam. They are born in Vietnam, they have grown up in Vietnam, and they come to Norway, and they can even live here for many years, but they have the base foundation of having spoken Vietnamese in their childhood. So it's usually, I think it's called first generation immigrants that have those distinct inflections, whereas if you have their children who have attended Norwegian school, they usually speak Norwegian very fluently, and you wouldn't even know that, except by looking at them, that they were not Norwegian. And they would, of course, be considered Norwegian. But they would still have a different skin color and so forth. Yeah, I agree with that. It's like, yes, I am European, but then you have the subgroups of European again, which, for instance, you would have Eastern European, you would have Scandinavian, which I would fit under Scandinavian, and so forth. Again, I've done the wrong belt. No, I haven't. Okay, this certainly is going to be interesting. And indeed, encouraging children to learn languages is a very good idea. If I were a parent, I would probably do the same. Then again, I'm the kind of person who loves languages as well, and I'm kind of gathering that you're the same. I really want to learn French, but to learn a language, you need to maintain it, and I don't really have any incentive to maintain any knowledge of French. I would have to be speaking with someone who spoke French on a regular basis for it to be useful for me. Is that going to work? That isn't going to work. I think I sounded like a Minecraft villager there. Crap. The challenges of belts. Suppose I could remove these foundations. Close, but not enough nose resonation. What? I think I just have to remove these foundations, to be honest. Then this fence needs to go. And these panel windows need to go as well. And that means we should build fences here, otherwise I'm going to have accidents. Where did I build that fence? I built the fence somewhere, but heavens know where. Okay. Oh, the nose. That nose inflection. Okay, I got it. Nah, it's fine. I have no particular desire to be clipped as a Minecraft villager, strangely enough. How did I build a fence in nothing? It's probably inside one of these foundations. Oh well. It matters not.
My nondescript facial appendages quiver with anticipation every time I see you.
I jumped there. Welcome, Wally. Thank you so much for the raid. I have been unusually productive in this session, but of course... Oh, no, I didn't build it there. Now I've come to a part where things have kind of grinded to a halt. But I have managed to achieve everything except for the radio control units. Which is the last little bit we need before I can unlock tier 8. How was your stream? Yes. Shush. Oh, huh? What? No, that's right. This one can go there, and this one can go there. Excellent, excellent. So we have a new floor then. The topmost is supposed to be a Mark IV. Glass. No, thank you. I assume that means there are more scrolls incoming for me. So this one is on that angle. And then there. Yay! Huzzah! It isn't as bad as I thought, actually. What do I need for the radio control? I need the aluminum casings, I need the oscillators, I need the computers. I have all of those. Which means that I'm almost there. Yeah, I want to do this, I think. Then I want to put that to there. That one to there. I'd probably do this in a more gracious manner, but this will work. This one goes there. And then that is so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. Mark IV. Ah, come on. Mark V. There. And yeah, that's basically what we need. So we can get the radio control units. I don't need to build a conveyor pole, I need to build the belt. They fixed the aluminium casing model, by the way. It doesn't look like bizarre triangles or rainbow unicorns anymore. I thought that was a bit weird because in the pre-update video that where Jace showed off the various yeah, okay. Because I distinctly remember that they looked like the model does now, so they must have done some shenanigans with the code, calling the textures, or maybe they made a boo-boo with the texture file itself. Anyways, I think we are going to do the radio control units tomorrow, because I'm getting tired and the time is 5:11 a.m. So, and I'm getting tired, yes, so definitely. The hitbox of the casing or something else? Oh, I see what you mean. Yep. It's 90 degrees wrong. Right. Yeah, that isn't very helpful. But yes, I have all the things we need to make the radio control units, but I know that if I start doing that now, it's probably going to take me... Yeah. When my brain is starting to get fried, which it is, I'll probably spend close to an hour doing it, and then I'll be completely exhausted afterwards instead. It's better for me to conserve that energy for tomorrow, where I can do it fresh and quickly connect it up. I have everything I need to connect it up, like I have the... You can just look at these to see what I did there and so forth, but I think it's better for me to do it tomorrow. So I will do my little outro thing, which Wally is very fond of. There might be a sigh coming from Wally here. But yeah, primarily thank you so much for the company and for following the stream. Yeah, there we go. I expected that, as proven by my comment. So thank you all for being here with me, and for those of you who are watching this on YouTube, as always, feel free to ask any questions or make comments in the comment section, and also feel free to come join us in the Discord server. If you're on YouTube, you'll find the Discord server link in the description of the video, and you'll also find the link to my Twitch channel there, of course. Who shall we raid today? Oh, I know. You have two choices actually. We can raid Dr. Doof. He's doing Jackbox party packs, or we can raid Liamni, who is doing Dead Space. I think we should raid Liamni because he's been very. I have raided Dr. Doof a couple of times before, and I haven't raided Liamni. It's good to even these things out, I think, within the Red Circuit group. Dead Space. Let me just open his Twitch page before I do the raid. That should... There. Yes. Good. And apparently he's doing a 24-hour stream. Wow, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'll just start the raid. So, with that, again, thank you all so much for the company today. Or rather tonight for me. Nah, it'll be fine. Those of you who don't want to can always jump out. But I suppose Dead Space is a good thing to play if you want to do a 24-hour stream. Bye, everyone.